After 6 months of living in my SUV, starting in the northeastern part of the contiguous U.S., way up in Washington, the Pacific Ocean, I have now made it to Florida, and that right there is the Atlantic Ocean. 6 months through the end of summer, autumn, winter, and now spring. Mountains, deserts, swamps, coastal areas, wind, snow, heat, fall leaves, all of it. And now I finally reached Florida. And I thought, what do I do now? And to me, it only makes sense to give it the full send and head down the coast of Florida to the southernmost point of the contiguous United States. So that's what we're going to do. But there's a catch. Over the next few days, we're going to be giving it the full send down the coast of Florida to the southernmost point of the contiguous United States, following Highway A1A, but there's a catch. If you're a regular viewer on this channel, you know I'm not out here living some fancy big rig van lifestyle. This is ballin' on a budget here. So we have to make some adaptations for the fact that I'm going to be driving more and using more fuel than I usually do. So since I need a way to recover my budget a little bit from the extra fuel expenditures, so that's where our challenge comes in. I am challenging myself to spending only $100 over the next several days as we make it all the way down to the southernmost point. And this is for camping, groceries, activities, basically anything that's not gas has to fit inside this budget. So to make sure I'm set up properly for my mission, I'm going to go pick up a few groceries. And while I do that, let's talk about today's sponsor. Thank you to UD Power for powering our journey to completion with the C600 portable power station. The fast charging technology and multifunctional panel supports multiple devices at once. That, paired with it being lightweight and a portable design, make it the perfect power station for someone on the go. Small yet mighty, the UD Power C600 can provide output up to 1200 watts, making it suitable for laptops, small appliances, and of course, powering up electronics such as phones, cameras, and watches. Also, can I just give a shout out to this unique colorway? I really like it, especially for some interiors inside a trailer or a van. Like, how cute. Weighing in at just about 12 pounds, this power station is the perfect portable option for anyone who needs power on the go. 595 watt-hour battery capacity and integrated design ensure convenient usage. With the ability to hold a full charge up to 180 days without power loss, this mighty little power station is a great standby to keep charged up for the weekend warrior or anyone wanting to keep a power source on hand in the event of an emergency. Some of my favorite features of the UD C600 are emergency features and just things that are really clever, like lights, available at 3 different levels. And if I hold the button, I have a built-in SOS signal.
all honesty, I have done absolutely no research for this trip. I'm just coming up with things as I go. My first stop was going to be in historic St. Augustine, but it's Saturday, it's really crowded, and it's a very touristic area, which means it's, you know, a place to spend. And we're trying to not spend money, so I'm just enjoying the views from my car as I wait for this drawbridge, the Bridge of Lions, to come back down and hopefully get out of this traffic just a little bit. Currently at Fort Matanzas National Monument. Right here, it is a fort that was built by the Spanish in the 1500s. And the only way to actually explore it is to get on one of these national park ferries. But I have missed the ferries for the day because I got caught in so much traffic. So a little bit of a bummer. Today's been a little bit of a bust in terms of activities, but it doesn't really matter so much because it's just about the journey. And like I said, I didn't plan hardly at all for this trip. So it's just kind of an exploratory thing. And I think what's most important is that I'm just enjoying it and not putting myself under a lot of stress or pressure. I want to take this moment while I'm hiking on this peaceful boardwalk to say thank you so much for being part of this journey with me, for joining me, for supporting me. It means so much. I wouldn't have been able to continue and made it all the way here if it wasn't for you watching. So heartfelt appreciation and thanks to all of you. A special shout out to my channel members. As I approach my turnaround point, the end of the continent, I'm thinking about what's next, and I want to keep the journey going. It's just a matter of what the next mission will be, because since I set out on the road in Washington in late September, the mission was to make it to Florida for the winter. Well, technically I didn't make it here until spring, and that's because there's just so much to do and see along the way, and I've enjoyed so much of it. Yes, there have been tears and concerns, and yes, I've almost quit a couple of times, but you know, it's a real life journey, it's an adventure, and I'm here for it, and I want to keep going. So just a matter of deciding where the next destination I have in mind is, because I do think it really does help to have a goal in sight, to stick through the hard days out on the road. All right, I am pretty sure I'm gonna have to stealth camp tonight, and I have a couple of places marked on Google Maps, but I'm also just open to seeing what lies ahead down A1A. So I'm just gonna start cruising. I do know where I want to stop tonight, basically a point that I don't want to go past because I have to pick up mail in Daytona Beach tomorrow. So I can't go past Daytona Beach. And in fact, I probably don't even want to get that close because I can't pick up my mail until 10 a.m. anyway. So let's cruise. Let's see what we find. I would like to spend the evening around the beach. So even if I don't get a place to camp there, I'd like to hang out around the beach for the evening. So let's go see. Good morning. I slept at the gym last night and I went in and got my workout on this morning. That location is open 24 hours, so I was pretty confident that I would get away with stealth camping in the lot. And I'm really glad that I actually did stay there because it was a no excuses kind of day to get up and get my workout in. Although I am feeling eager to continue down the coast, so it was hard to dedicate that time to that this morning. But I'm down in Daytona Beach now, and I just went and picked up a package at the UPS store. That cost me $5 for me to pick that up. And then I just went into Five Below and I bought a phone mount. Let's check it out and see if it's any good. These phone mounts they're just junk. This is the first one I've ever purchased at Five Below, but all of the other ones I've ever purchased, they just don't last. They don't do what I want them to do. If you have a recommendation of a phone mount for my dash, for a windshield, something that works really good, even if I have to like kind of glue something down, I would probably be willing to do that if it was really high quality components also. So let me know if you have a recommendation, because this is something that I really use. Like, I want to be able to film out the windshield while I'm driving hands-free, and I rely on these kinds of things to do that. So anyway, let's continue on. You're mounted. I love it. Let's see how long this lasts.
Anyway, I don't think I mentioned this, but yesterday I spent $15 on groceries. I really just needed to stock up on some fresh produce for the week. Today I've spent $10 so far. Picking up the package was $5, and then purchasing this phone mount was another $5. So that brings us down to $75 remaining for the rest of our trip. Also, since I only speak nonsense, I'm not counting any change. You like that joke? Nonsense. All right, thought of that one myself. Just saying. I am so hungry. I need to stop and cook, but every place that I've passed so far that looks like an area I'd want to hang out, it's pay for parking. And we are not in a position where we are trying to pay for parking $20 right now. So I'm going to this national seashore, and with my annual Parks Pass, my American the Beautiful Pass, I should be able to get in here for free. Also starting to rain. I think we're gonna have thunderstorms tonight or today. Let's see. Cat. Okay. Hi. Does this work here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it worked. So I can get in here for free. It's actually gonna start raining right now. Oh boy. Okay, this is okay. Parking area 1. I don't know. Let's go down a little bit further. Let's go check it out. I stopped for gas and I ended up off of A1A somehow, so I've got to try to make a left-hand turn and get back. Anyway, I filled up with just over 13 gallons of gas, actually nearly 14 gallons, and it was a total of $54.83. So, yeah, it was like, got police behind me, so I need to pay attention to what I'm doing right now. Awkward. I feel nervous now to turn because I don't know where the streets are coming up. So, yeah, let me check this out real quick. Oh, it's like private parking for these villas. This parking area is for parking permits and mobile app only. No worries. We're actually headed for a state park. I was at that National Seashore for a while, the National Seashore, and I mostly was just making waffles, shooting some other stuff, getting some work done, kind of thing. And I kind of just want to go chill out for a couple of hours at this state park nearby called Sebastian Inlet, a bit further south. Got someone. Been traveling through an area called the Space Coast because of Cape Canaveral. That space center there is something that I would really like to check out, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen on this trip, both because of timing and I think the least expensive ticket I saw for visiting is $75. I don't know if there's a free option. I didn't really look into it that much because I've got another wrench thrown into my plan here, but it's still all good. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. Single occupant vehicle. No overnight camping. Hello. Just one person. All right, $8 or $4. $4. Okay. I think this is four. Sure is. Okay, thank you. You're all set. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. You too.
Place is feeling like such a tropical paradise. State Park is not exactly what I envisioned, but I actually really like it. It feels private, it feels tropical, and that just feels right.
Something I've really learned over the past 5 years of nomadic life is that it's not possible for me to really get ahead and stay ahead of my plans, especially as I'm traveling. Like, I'm traveling by myself right now, and I do have a job. It's creating content on YouTube. So I don't have a ton of free time to be creating advanced travel plans. I think that's where it would really be helpful to be traveling with a partner, not only for safety and security, but also to divide up some of the workload. Maybe taking turns cooking meals or planning, especially if you're like traveling in the same rig with somebody. As one person is spending time driving, the other person can definitely be looking at advanced plans and kind of getting ahead of all that. And that's just not where I'm at. It's just not my lifestyle. So just kind of taking things as they come and figuring it out as I go is honestly an enjoyable part of this process. And leaning into that and leaning into enjoying it is really something that has made this sustainable for my journey. So I've just experienced a change of plans because my journey to Key West, to the southernmost point, has just been shortened by one day. So I actually need to get there tomorrow because something later on in the week has kind of crunched my schedule a little bit, and that's fine. I'm not complaining. I am just so elated to be this far along on the journey. Ooh, there's a snake. What are you doing? So basically, I have a choice. I can drive late tonight and get to Key West early in the day tomorrow, which is what I was planning on doing. I wanted to get there early in the day after tomorrow, because I know that parking can be an issue there, traffic can be an issue there, and I just didn't want to deal with a lot of stressors that come with parking and traffic and all of that when I'm genuinely feeling like so excited. I didn't want to have like this mixed bag of feelings. Now, could also get there later in the day tomorrow and enjoy more of the journey along the way. I still haven't decided for sure which way I'm going to go with that, but I'm thinking option one is going to be the better option of the two. So we'll see. But I guess by shortening the trip, we just kind of helped the budget a little bit. The change in my travel flow has also presented another unexpected issue, and that is that I have lost my location for stealth camping tonight because I was planning on stealth camping at a gym parking lot like I did last night, my gym that I'm a member of. However, I will now be arriving in that area on the weekend, and that gym is not open 24 hours on the weekend. And so they'll be closed by the time I get there, and I just don't feel like it's a good idea to try to camp there overnight. I've looked for my old reliables like rest areas and truck stops, but there's nothing that far south in Florida. So I think I might have to go with an old standby of some real stealth camping in a private lot. So we're going to have to explore that later on. But now that I have the answer, that there is no answer, I'm just going to relax on the beach a little bit longer. Because why not? Out of propane. It's not. Alright. Good thing I have a backup plan. If you've been here since the days of me cooking up in Washington, like on the Pacific coast near Bellingham, let me know in the comments. It's been a long journey, and I appreciate all of you.
I'm glad I had a backup to cook dinner with electronic instead of propane. And now I'm headed out for 3.5 hours of driving in what looks like will be a thunderstorm. So wish me luck. There's a small vehicle ahead. It's midnight. I'm parked up in a hotel parking lot. The Cracker Barrel that's in town has signs saying that there's no overnight parking due to city ordinance. So yeah, I came over to a hotel that's next door and stupidly parked a couple of spaces down from a security guard. So I'm not putting up the window covers or anything. I'm just gonna stealth camp like this and try to get a few hours of sleep before I hit the road again. I'm really tired.
I'm on my way now. I was able to get a few hours of sound sleep despite the fact that I was sleeping within 15 yards of a security officer in the parking lot. And he was still there when I left this morning. Um, but I just tucked in and I used my black sheet over my body. It was hot in the car, but I didn't run my fan because I didn't want the noise to be something to come investigate. And honestly, had I not been so exhausted by the time I pulled in there and I just had a headache and yeah, I just was not really in the condition to continue driving, I would have looked for another place, but I was really tired.
Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go to the Cocoa Moon? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go, way down to Cocoa. I'm in Key West! Yay! I was able to find free parking, which is such a pleasant surprise. I did not anticipate that. There's a line. I've come a long way to get there. 6 months, thousands of miles. I should at least just wait in the small line and pose with the sign. Yeah, let's go check out Key West.
Do it now. Whether it's breakfast, dinner, we'll have people coming in.
Do a pretty legendary place for key lime pie called Blue Heaven. I didn't really know about it, but I just saw it on a YouTube video. And I paid $17 after tax and tip for a slice of pie. That was pretty good. That's pretty good, actually. $17 worth? I don't know, but it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing, I guess. I just reached the end of the road, quite literally the end of the road here in the Southeast. And I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing today. I know what I'm doing within the week. I have an idea for the rest of Florida. But after that, I also don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing for the next year on the road. What's the plan? All this time so far, ever since I left Washington and even before, the plan was to head to Florida. Okay, I made it to the end of Florida. Now what? We are not at the end of the road at all. This is the beginning of the road. And the big question is where to go from here. I mean, I'll be heading north, obviously. But also because it's getting pretty hot, I'll be headed quite north. However, like how far north? Do I go really far northwest? Like, you know, all the way to the northwest? Do I go to Alaska? One of the reasons it was really important to me to set a budget of $100 for this trip south is that I knew once I got here, I would want to eat out, drink out, do all of the things, and that could get very expensive. I have about $40 left after the key lime pie and buying some souvenirs like postcards and stickers, and so I'm going to just hold on to that. I spent $10. It's not bad. Cuban coffee, which is delicious, and that empanada. Oh, that really hit the spot. No regrets. Ernest Hemingway used to hang out at this place. I can't even begin to estimate how hot it is in here. Whew, that was fun. It's 88 degrees right now, and I want nothing more than to go get in this water right here. So that's what I'm going to go do. This is actually so perfect. Are you kidding me? I didn't know to expect something so beautiful and so perfect and peaceful and accessible. What the heck? I almost didn't come to Florida. Thank you once again to UD Power for partnering with me on this video. Thank you for watching, and a special shout out to my channel members. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.